It is the destination, not the journey.
With this line that the destination is important, not the journey, before even starting the film, the director wanted to make this bad film based on a lofty goal that doesn't exist in the film. But he has created a space for its interpretation in the architecture of the Brutalist. Goals such as criticizing capitalism and lack of freedom in the place that claims to have freedom and grant you freedom. These goals doesn't exist in this so-called work of art, but they do exist in the director's statement to win awards and draw attention to this statement, to this movie. I thought this film, even though it's a bad film, was a good statement. But if you come along with me, you'll realize that it's not even a good statement. Now let me tell you why this film is a statement, not a work of art. As the director said in one of his speeches after receiving an award, everyone thought there was no reason to make this film and it wasn't going to be seen. So he did everything he could to give critics some reasons so that people would watch this film after their interpretations. This film is like an essayist that asks you to write a story using a few empathetic historical themes and topics in order to get an A. Filmmaker definitely got an A. Bradley Corbett mixes his critique of capitalism with the Second World War and the suffering of an architect named Laszlo Toth to make sure his film is going to be seen. Other sympathetic words he used include freedom, Jews after World War II, immigrants, denial, assault, and the American dream. This film has a proper beginning and ending for its purpose. At the beginning of the film, there is a shot of the Statue of Liberty overturned, and at the end, it's the destination that matters, not the journey. We see this director's goal at the beginning of the film, symbolizing the absence of freedom in a place that claims to be free and the absence of the American dream in lands called America. It's as if Laszlo Toth has left one labor camp and entered another, an even worse labor camp. It even sells him the idea and illusion of freedom and makes him work to achieve this idea, while his employers are constantly raping him in various emotional, mental, and physical ways, despite their initial welcoming and fake good-natured attitude. This director needed a few scenes from this film, not the entire film, to tell a story based on the empathetic words I talked about and the suffering of this architect. Unlike filmmakers like Michelangelo Antonioni, Angelopoulos, Blazar, Michel Haneke, etc., who had reasons for their long takes and long-running times, Bradley Corbett made a long film for no reason, perhaps to make it look like an artistic masterpiece with a different lens and aspect ratio. In this film, unlike the films of the directors I mentioned, many of the shots are superfluous and make the Brutalist even more painful for the audience than it is. I think the director, in addition to wanting his film to look artistic, wants to make sure the audience and those who have votes in giving awards understand his message. And it's not even a good statement, because what matters is the destination, not the journey, is exactly what capitalists like Van Buren say to justify their actions on the path of achieving whatever they want, their desires, and greater wealth. So it goes with their mindset. This sentence is completely capitalist and according to their points of view. The only things that make this movie seem better than what it is are the cinematography, music, and Adrien Brody's acting. Adrien Brody's acting is good, but not amazing, because this character wasn't created from scratch, because we had seen similar performance from him in The Pianist. It seems like this character was the backstory of this character. The Pianist took place during the war, and The Brutalist is about what happened after the war. In the end, there is a fine line between these kind of films become a work of art or a work of kitsch. This film is a kitsch statement.